don't know. That's a good question.
But they've left the Kazakhs open again, and Samsung Blue will be able to first rotation that if it's not banned. So they do decide on Jax.
I think that's a good ban, yeah.
So they're going.
It does leave LeBlanc open, though.
Well, but they forced a decision.
Ah, yes.
It's Thresh now, it's Lee Sin, it's Kazakhs. What are they going to take? I think that they should take the Kazakhs because it's a flex pick for NaJin, and Save has been so impressive.
Or we could both be wrong, and it could be Lulu.
And maybe Save is tired of dealing with that top lane Lulu. He wants to mix it up and see what else Acorn can do. Another flex pick. You don't know where that's going.
It's true, but is it really a comfort pick for anybody really on Shield?
Yeah, Ggoong
could definitely play it, but it's a big difference from what we've seen earlier tonight. They will first pick that Lulu.
Also, the LeBlanc is up.
Yeah. Oh, Aurelia, maybe. I don't know. What do you think? Be a bit of a surprise pick. But, again, the coach for Samsung said he had some pretty surprising stuff in mind tonight.
Well, Acorn has played Aurelia before, and it looks like Samsung Blue's strategy has been to acquire a mid-game power spike and try and force it through.
I like this. I like these two picks, and they're going to go with it. All right, taking that Thresh away from Gorilla and getting the Lee Sin for Spirit. I think two very strong picks.
Now, the Nami is still going to be available, however, so they can delay their support pick for just a little while. And with the Lulu, of course, you do have that versatility in where it goes. Now, they're taking away the Lee Sin, but Watch is a very good Evelynn player. He's a very good Elise player.
True. He does have...
But Shield has put a priority on Lee Sin tonight. They first rotation Lee Sin in all of their matches so far. And so Watch is going to get the Eve. The Eve was banned in game 1.
Yeah, and the fact that they've got that Lucian pickup as well does suggest that they have decided to go for that Lucian Italy. Wouldn't be surprised.
It may not be Lucian Italy. It could be Lucian Lulu as well.
Yeah, I guess
but
you're right.
They're playing more for a fast push wave clear style this time, which I like. And the Twitch is available, but Lucian does pretty well against Twitch in lane.
I don't know about this core game. I would not recommend it.
I think you probably should take Twitch here with the Thresh because you do have a really high kill pressure.
I agree.
And the Aurelia wouldn't be a bad pick. It can be risky to take Aurelia, but when you ban Jax, the Jax counter pick to Aurelia is somewhat gone.
Yeah.
So
well,
Aurelia,
it's totally gone, actually.
Yeah, it is totally gone. And Ryze and
really?
Aurelia.
Well, Dade maybe going back to his mid lane Ryze roots. Nope. There we go. Scaring the fans for just a second there. And Aurelia locked in. Okay, 2 picks, the final 2 picks back over to NaJin White Shield. And what will it be? Presumably they need to support the top laner.
And they don't want to pick Ryze into Aurelia.
No.
So that is preempting the Ryze pick just a little bit. And the Kazakhs is still on the board for save, but I don't think he's going to take that risk against Aurelia.
What about a Renekton here?
You could do that.
Nami for Gorilla, no big surprise there. Now, what if you do just take Nidalee and then send Lulu into the top lane?
I probably would. I'm not entirely clear on that matchup, but you probably would be able to CS pretty easily. And if Aurelia comes in, at least you can whimsy her.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you need to be quite as worried about that. They're going to go with LeBlanc, though. Ggoong on LeBlanc, we've seen just how scary that can be in the past. And the mid laner will be Ryze for Dade.
Wow.
Whoa, that's bold.
That's really old school bold. Dade, too.
Yep. Well, something a little bit tankier against this LeBlanc. We'll see how it works out, though.
Now, this is, and also Samsung Blue had to pick something that, alongside Kog'Maw, that had better scaling because Aurelia will fall off in the late game. She really has like a 2-item power spike, or even a 1-item power spike just once she gets her Trinity Force. But 6-item Aurelia is pretty easy to handle, but 6-item Ryze Kog'Maw is not. So they still have that tankiness with the Ryze, and they still have the Kog. Now, the main problem here, again, for Samsung Blue is going to be initiation. They're really dependent on landing a Thresh hook, They don't really have any form of hard engage. Maybe Aurelia can dash and stun somebody. Maybe Dade can use his speed boost. But against Nami, you're not going to be able to run at them. So I don't know about this, actually, from Samsung Blue. I think they may fall into the same trap that plagued Shield in the last game.
I think it's a bit suspect, but Blue, they wouldn't pick this comp if they didn't think it had what it took to give them the final win they need to take Champion Spring.
At this time, NaJin Shield has a pretty solid comp. We'll talk about that in a minute.
That's right, guys. Well, this is it. What could be the final game of Champion Spring. Will NaJin White Shield be able to tie it up, or will Samsung Blue take it 3-1 and bring home the Champions Cup? It's time to get in the game and find out. And we come into things already in progress. Ggoong nearly dying. Well, welcome to Summoner's Rift, guys. Ggoong getting caught by Heart's death sentence and then nearly taken out. Ggoong having to burn his flash, but a summoner on the other side used as well. Heart tried to get the kill with his Ignite. Nearly did get it.
Watch is just standing there, making sure he knows where everybody's going. He will see them leave.
Yep.
Now, again, a coin start from Heart. Pretty weird. We don't really see many of these coin starts onto Thresh. Let's take a look at that again. This was actually a blind hook, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, they just happened to catch him just completely randomly. Wow. Actually, really lucky that he didn't die there.
Sometimes those little moves can work out. And
well, what better time for it to work out, right?
well, I think what happened there is they figured out where Ggoong likes to stand at level 1.
Oh, yeah.
And then they made an educated guess that he might be there again.
Good point.
So Nami's standing. There's going to be a 5-man invade. Gorilla may have to flash.
I think so, yeah. The death sentence coming in. He's going to get a little bit of a speed boost from Tidecar's Blessing, and the death sentence doesn't quite connect.
So no lane swap this game. We will be seeing the 1v1 and the 2v2, and we'll see how this top lane Lulu goes. Normally top Lulu is very, very strong. Now teleport burned early. They 5-man invaded, and they didn't know what the plans were exactly from NaJin Shield, so that shouldn't be too much of a big deal for Acorn. Now, Acorn has started Flask, so he's very clearly worried about getting chunked out of this lane.
Yep. I feel like Acorn's going to have a hard time farming in this 1v1.
And that's an issue, because the big deal with Aurelia is you have to hit mid-game power spike timings, because if you don't, you're just useless forever.
Dade and Ggoong already doing some pretty aggressive trading. Dade even going with the Sapphire start.
Now, Heart may be thinking again that he wants a faster talisman so that he can actually speed up his team enough to properly engage, because that is going to be the issue. And this time, NaJin Shield has far better engage. They can follow up on an Evelynn ult from a flank with a tidal wave, and again, that will guarantee you hit multiple people if you do the combo right, because there's no way to get out of that besides flashing due to the slow of Agony's Embrace.
Yeah.
And they also are really well set up for picks.
Throwing the ward down, they tried to catch Ggoong. Didn't do it, and Ggoong is really going to be under a lot of pressure in this mid lane. His flash is gone, so even though LeBlanc is
look at this,
mobile,
look at this. There's all they see him, but Lulu's there.
Jumping onto Spirit. Can Watch maybe get something out of it. A lot of damage onto Spirit, but that's about it.
Yeah, Save was trying to get an angle on that. He roamed out into the jungle. He'll give up some CS to Aurelia. But if you could have gotten those double buffs off of Spirit this early, it would have been a disaster.
Yeah, especially if you get him onto Lulu. Oh, they get the flash from Dade. Yikes.
So the thing about this matchup is that if you're fast enough with the Rune Prison, you can punish LeBlanc for Wing onto you.
Yes.
And that's I think the logic behind it. is that Dade is confident in his abilities to prevent the poke or the all-in from Ggoong. But he's not going to be able to do it by himself for quite a while.
They're going to go all in. Acorn coming in on to save. Spirit is right there. Save already whimsying his way away. And will he get caught? Where's the cue? It hits Save. He's in trouble now. Spirit, they dive. Can they finish him off? They will. First blood goes to Acorn. And that is big, man. He turned that bully lane around in a hurry.
Yeah, huge play for Samsung Blue.
Yeah.
And the fact that the kill got onto Acorn as well, perfect. Acorn is going to have to walk back into lane while Save will be able to use the teleport and push it up. But the problem there is that Save just got too greedy. He should have used his flash earlier. He was waiting for his Glitter Lance cooldown, but it was a great engage by Spirit. He watched the boost, and then he knew he was going to get a flash or a kill, and unfortunately Save donated the kill over and the flash at the same time, so that's going to be a big win up in top for Samsung.
Oh yeah. Acorn really needed that breathing room, and getting that little extra money helps a lot. He's almost got his phage now. So, pretty good.
So watch back on the top side. They're not going to make a play on this red buff, it looks like. Might be a little bit too risky for them.
Yeah.
Watch still roaming around the jungle and puts down a pink ward just for a little bit extra vision and protection to make sure they can keep eyes on Spirit. Dade.
Oh, Dade. Yeah. Wasn't able to quite catch Ggoong. He's done it a few times. You know, we've seen the trading go okay. NaJin Shield fan there in the audience.
Okay, well, Save is even. So all things considered, Acorn has really turned this around. So he won't be too worried about hitting that power spike at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's the onus is now on Shield to make this reverse position up in the top lane.
But there's a nice Aqua Prison on the Deft. The armor gets thrown down. Can he get away though? Looks like he'll make it out.
Yeah, had to
Good
burn
at
the
Deft.
heal though.
Yep.
So Summoner for Summoner, Ignite used out on Gorilla, and Deft is going to have to back out of the lane. In the meantime, Spirit again looking to come topside. You can see the pink wards they put down. They just want to keep making plays.
Save just completely caught. And watch coming up to try to save him. He's not going to be able to save, but he will be able to save himself, maybe. Yeah, he will. Or not. A lot of damage, and Spirit might finish him off. Ggoong is there. He might come over the wall. Spirit recognizes this and turns around.
Hart, in the meantime, getting a play right there onto Gorilla, delaying his recall timing.
Supportal combat.
Oh boy. No, you mean Executioner combat, though?
It's true, Executioner combat. I'll just say Mortal Kombat, whatever. Mortal Kombat!
Wow, Hart has delayed Gorilla so much right now with no mana. And that's going to give them an advantage. And that buys Deft a little bit of time to get some more farm in this game. And maybe get some hits down onto the tower. Dade clearing out a pink ward or a ward in the mid lane and the dot brush in the river.
Yep.
And Save, man, he is in a really bad situation now.
Yeah, already 2 deaths. Kill and an assist for Aurelia. Not looking too good up in that top lane just yet. Ggoong is doing perfectly fine in the mid lane, though, keeping up on CS. So there is still a lot of hope there. Zefa, of course, doing fine as well. Up about 20 CS, actually, on Deft. And Zefa is, rather, up on Deft.
And with the top lane going so well, it's freed up Dade to go Catalyst first. He knows that the ganks may be coming in, and that a little bit of a delayed stack tier with how well Aurelia's doing isn't going to be the biggest deal in the world, because the damage, the pressure, the power spike will come from somewhere else.
Well, if he can kind of make his spike happen around the same time Aurelia's does, that's extremely strong for Samsung, and they've been relying on that type of thing all game.
Well, it's going to be a bit later, and he's going for the tankier item first. And he's concerned about the all-in from LeBlanc and Evelyn. And with top lane, it's a more conservative build, but it's one that I think respects the power of Ggoong's LeBlanc, and also just they know where they have an advantage, and they don't want to accidentally fall behind somewhere else.
Teleport coming in. They got the Aqua Prison up on the Heart, and that's going to help. Oh, flash death sentence. No dice there. They're going to be able to go for the dragon, though. So, worth a couple summoners, maybe, to grab that dragon, and they will get that unopposed.
Watch his top side, so the tower looks like it will fall in NaJin Shield's favor on the next wave.
Yeah. There we go, dragon taking a little bit of a gold lead there, and Dade, whoop. Oh, here comes Acorn, though. Yeah, Ggoong needs to be careful about this.
So just trading objective for objective. Probably not really worth losing a tower this early on. If you're Samsung, they did use the teleport to make the Dragon play as well. The Dragon just not worth enough gold in comparison to a tower, and the fact that what we've seen Save do right there is also reverse the pressure back into his own turret. So he's going to be able to farm pretty safely.
Well, Deft dodging some of that culling, but still taking a lot of damage. He needs to be careful in the bot lane. Now, Spirit is moving up towards mid, too.
So with what we're seeing right now, Doa, the best strategy for NaJin White Shield, they have a big advantage on Zefa. Ggoong, when he builds the Athenes on Holy Grail, will be able to poke and siege.
Oh, whoa, Dade with the nice catch. A lot of damage onto Ggoong there. Ggoong, need to be careful. Yeah, that Rune Prison can catch you sometimes, and there's Watch lurking through the mid lane.
So
make a play.
The thing you want to do is just use the Lucian advantage to siege and start taking down towers, because you have Lulu, LeBlanc, Lucian, Nami, so they can't really engage on you unless they can teleport onto your side. And if you have good wards, that's fine. So I think just given the state of the game right now and the fact that...
Here we go, they're going to come in. Spirit is right there, though. Dade still low. They want to get the kill. They will. The kick doesn't quite do much to watch, and Ggoong is going to be able to claim his first victim in the mid lane.
And here comes a lot of damage now onto this mid lane turret. They tried to bait that out, but just too many people for NaJin there. Gorilla now returning down to the bottom lane. Good play from NaJin White Shield to get another turret down. And the bottom turret has taken some damage as well, just because it's been pushed. And here we go. Rotation into the bottom lane.
Yep. Bring off by man. There's a the tidal wave does hit Deft rather, and they've got him trapped. Deft and Heart right there. There's a wild growth. They get the kill immediately on the Deft, and there goes Heart as well. Whoa, Ggoong needs to be careful. Spirit comes in for the counter engage. They turn on him immediately, but Dade is right there. They need to be so careful. They get the flash out of save. They don't get the turret, by the way. Zefa so low. Oh, the Q just barely misses.
He had barely enough mana to actually cast that. In the meantime, Acorn going to be dealing some damage to the turret up here, so pretty even trade, all things considered.
Reach did not look happy there. NaJin Shield way overextending the bot lane.
And they could have just taken the tower, too. Yeah. That was the worst part about that.
That's like the oldest mistake in the book right there. Avoid the tower, try to dive, and end up losing people.
And they already had shut Kog'Maw down in terms of CS as well, so you know, you don't have to be greedy and get the kill. You've already had the advantage in that lane. There's no reason to take a risky play. Take the tower, push it on through, use your siege and the picks that you've already managed to get in the mid lane.
Very true.
So as it is, in terms of gold, we're surprisingly even in this game.
Lots of NaJin fans here pulling for Shield to take it to the blind pick game. We'll see if they can. Save trying to push up that top lane now. Ooh, but there's Acorn, and Acorn is already pretty scary. He's got 2 pieces of his Trinity Force already.
And there, you know, there's really not going to be a moment of weakness for the Samsung Blue composition because Aurelia wasn't shut down early.
Oh, here we go. Dade. A little bit of action there from Ggoong.
The curve of scaling right now, Acorn will hit a power spike, and then it'll transition very well into a Rise Kog'Maw power spike in the late game. Yeah. Hasn't been slowed down, so there's not a great window of opportunity except to siege down this bottom lane turret and keep the advantage that Zefa already has. He's got the completed Bloodthirster. That's going to be something Kog'Maw is very concerned about.
Yeah, and I suppose it is okay to lose a little bit of map control with those turrets and all that, because it's not like Samsung not like Samsung Blue needs to be very sneaky about what they're doing. They just need to find you and run at you.
Yeah, it's that tidal wave, though, that when they're grouped up, I just don't see this Rise ever reaching the enemy.
That's the tricky part, and he may not even get that far. Getting completely dove. Not able to get out of that one. A kill for save. Watch taking some turret hits, but he'll make it out. Yeah, Dade really getting kicked on, and you know all those Samsung fans out there are having like Dade nightmare flashbacks.
I think that the Thresh pick with the Rise was a really big mistake.
Yeah.
I think they should have taken away the Nami, because that's the thing that's going to stop the Rise.
That's a good point.
Especially, and this is, oh, here we go.
Tidal wave coming through. Hart gets caught, turns to try to distract him a little bit, flashes over the wall. Deft trying to get away, and he still has that turret, so Tidal wave not doing a whole lot of good that time. Whoa, Zefa, do some damage to Deft. There's the culling. Can he get out? Yeah, barely. Close call, though, for Deft.
So that sets them up for a really good dragon timing, though. Deft has a long way before he heals up, and he has to deal with the minion wave into his turret. 15 seconds. Watch actually recalling right now.
Oh, all right. No, Spirit getting jumped on. Skill shots missed, though, and Goose going to have to back off.
So here we go. Everybody's starting to group right now. Hart and Deft are actually going to go back to base. Oh, that's not a good sign. Dragon is live.
I don't think this is going to be a dragon that Samsung can do anything about. Not anymore. Well, NaJin not going for it just yet. Going for the turn instead, but Acorn there to defend. Jumps on his Zefa. Zefa takes a lot of damage. This dragon's starting to look okay now for Samsung. Pressure's off. Everyone back in lane, nearby. And now Samsung comes down to try to get a little more control over the Dragon Pit area.
And the question is, does Aurelia have the Trinity Force?
I don't
I think she does.
Does she?
Yes.
Yeah, she does. Wow.
Okay, so that's a really good timing for Samsung and will cause White Shield to play a little bit scared.
A little bit of action going into Deft. Deft tries to get a kill. There's a heal. Now Deft chase away Zefa. Oh, the lantern. Can he get out though? Ggoong, nice play. Doing everything he can. There's the box, but Deft just can't make it out. A valiant effort from Hart, and he may still get something out of it. He does. Manages to get the equalizing kill.
What a great counterplay by Hart on Thresh. But they still have to deal with Save in the mid lane, who's pushing in the tower. And basically, Samsung Blue is just being given the run around the map right now as Save moves between lanes using that Whimsy. And
oh, Save. There's a wild growth to knock Spirit away. Watch right there, the flash, they get the stun. There's the Death Sentence. Hart with another play. Acorn does go down, and now Hart in trouble as well. Spirit on the run, dodges the culling. Man, Samsung Blue, it just doesn't seem like they can really even fight right now.
Well, no, Zefa is so strong. Look at the difference between these AD carries.
Yeah.
He's been stacking up that Bloodthirster for a while, and he just eliminated Acorn's Aurelia nearly instantly.
Well, with only that Trinity Force, Acorn's not going to be able to take too much punishment, as we saw.
No. She needs to get onto a carry and just kill it as fast as possible. Didn't have the opportunity right there, however, so Dragon goes over to NaJin Shield.
Flash, they're going to try to get the kill on the Gorilla, so they'll do it. Flash for a kill, and actually Spirit took that one. They probably should have given that one to Deft, but what can you do?
Now, are they going to try and put some pressure down onto this tower? Looks like no, they just want to farm up Kog'Maw. Acorn getting harassed a little bit by Ggoong in the mid lane as he's trying to farm, and they're going to interrupt the red.
Watching a little bit of trouble here. Spirit trying to back away. Zefa and watching hot pursuit. There's a lantern. They do bring in Dade on Rise, but Ggoong is right there. Spirit may not make it out. There's a Root Prison onto Zefa. Oh, what a play! The Root Prison combined with the Death Sentence. They can't quite save Spirit, but they do get the kill onto Zefa, which I would say is worth it.
And watch running through the enemy jungle right now, trying to escape, but they've got him.
There he is, yeah, Root Prison, easy kill for Dade.
Now, that was really intelligent use of Lantern right there from Hart. So he pulls in Rise to the other side. Now, Kog'Maw is coming up in through the bottom lane, so they managed to box them in.
Yep.
And so we did see NaJin really in their own jungle, caught between a rock and a hard place.
I see what you did there. That was beautiful. Wow. If only we had Malphite in this game, that would have been perfect. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength now, you know?
As always, though, as always.
Oh, yes. Oh, hello. Wild Growth, Spirit. You know, one of these times I expect Lee Sin to come through one of the walls and just be covered with branches and stuff. Can't feel good to fly through a bunch of trees.
No. quite painful, but he makes it work. He's very dexterous and nimble while he dodges through the trees, apparently.
And remember, he uses that echolocation, too, to see where every branch is. All the way through. And there goes the turret. 3-1 now in turrets for NaJin White Shield.
So in spite of those kills in the jungle, it was only really a red buff secured by Spirit.
Yeah.
And NaJin White Shield still definitely in the driver's seat in this game. And Ggoong's LeBlanc is getting more and more terrifying. In fact, Dade has opted to buy a Spectre's Cowl just because he's so afraid of it. So his power spike has been delayed by a ridiculous amount.
Yeah. I don't know, Dade on mid-rise hasn't really worked well for them for a while.
Well, Aurelia was very vulnerable as well to burst.
Yeah.
Of course, from the double AP, so she's gone for the Merc Treads. And now, topside invade coming in from NaJin Shield. Looking to get this blue buff right as it come up. And that just delays Dade's power spike even further because he, oh boy.
Oh, they do catch save though. There's a wild growth that he's going to wild growth his way right into Acorn. There's a flash. Makes it out. But here comes Dade. He wants some. And he will not get a piece of it. There's the culling though going down the bot lane. Deft trying to claim a kill. He can't quite do it though. Cassian surprise. Zefa, you are actually in the mid lane too. Jeez. Everything going on now.
Aurelia split pushing in bottom. Somebody's going to have to go back to deal with that. They just leave Zefa there, and they're actually going to try and collapse onto the mid wave right now. Gorilla has his ultimate up.
Ggoong and Watch hiding in the brush there.
They probably think they've gone back.
I think so.
They won't anymore because they showed an award.
Yep. Acorn finally going back here. They got that top turret.
Yeah, traded tier 2 for tier 2, however. Yep. Zefa is able to push down those towers quite fast with Bloodthirster Sheen.
Well, now we just kind of wait. Kills all even up. Gold still very even. Samsung trying to get a little bit of an edge, but it is still a fairly even game overall.
Yeah, it certainly is. But it's going to be a long time before Samsung Blue is going to be able to fight straight up. And I know I keep harping on this point, but how do you engage against Nami?
You come over walls. That's how you do it.
Well, there's only 2 champions that could go over walls.
Or you come at him from multiple angles.
Yeah, I think actually Dade would have been a lot better off running teleport on the mid-rise this game because that would have given him the flexibility to come in from a flank and dodge the tidal wave. Because the only thing he could do right now is either find some incredibly sneaky pathing around the map where NaJin White Shield isn't going to know he's coming, or he's just going to get kited forever.
Oh boy. Looks like they'll be okay. That sentence does bring in Watch a little bit. They're going to come in, Dade trying to make a play. There's a Lantern. They're going to bring Dade back over to buy the blue buff. Dragon is up at about 30. And Acorn pushing that top lane again. Teleport not quite up yet. In fact, I don't think his teleport's going to be up in time for this Dragon. Yeah, he's recalling now. He needs to get back.
Well, yeah, it will be up just barely, it looks like. But I'm not sure he wants to fight it. I think the only thing he can do right now is continue to split push.
Might as well. Got to make that Aurelia useful.
So, ward's going up. Now NaJin. They've got that vision, and there's no confirmation, so they're just going to push out the mid wave. Mid turret is low.
Mid turret's definitely in a lot of trouble. Ggoong right there, and he can definitely 1v1 Acorn. Oh yeah, okay, so Samsung's going to turn to the Dragon. Why not? 3 Dragon there. Going to give him a little bit of money, might help him largely catch up in gold. Can they save that mid turret too at the same time?
Wow, Save actually decided to go back and clear out the top wave that was bearing down on their inhibitor turret. But I don't. Bit risky. They invested a lot in terms of pink wards in that Dragon control, only to give it up so quickly when the tidal wave is up. Ggoong pushed out the mid lane, so I don't know what they're trying to do here. They've got a lot of people in bottom lane right now.
Well, I'm sure they just would prefer to make picks. They're like, we'll team fight if we have to, but Samsung picks are the way to go. Now that bot turret in a little bit of trouble, and they're going to get one step closer to clearing out, or evening out the turrets rather, if they can take this one. Not right now, not just yet.
They do need to start grouping up and sieging. So they saved their turret. Yeah. The recalls are going to come in. Save has just been moving back and forth between mid and top as he clears the waves. But they have to be able to use this advantage with Lulu and Nami and Lucian to start actively pressuring towers.
Oh, they get the catch on the Heart. Dade in trouble as the tidal wave doesn't hit him, though. The box thrown down by Heart at the last moment for a bit of zoning. So Dade does make it out. And they do save the mid lane turret for now.
So they're going to re-engage, and that is what they needed. They got the pick, but they won't have the tidal wave as a form of disengage now.
Oh, here we go. Ggoong trying to get some action on the Deft. They're going to go back. There's the tidal, or there's the wild growth, rather. And now the counter engage after the turret does go down. Ggoong a little bit caught here. That's just his clone, though. It's perfectly fine. Original Django Fett's out there somewhere. Django LeBlanc.
And now this is going to get turned around, however, and they don't have the best wave clear, but Rise isn't there. He's going to go get the blue buff instead of being a presence to force Ggoong from wave clearing with his W.
Yeah.
So that was the right move. Go ahead, make the pick, start sieging those turrets. Another NaJin fan.
Lots of NaJin fans, man. We've been only really looking at NaJin fans, actually. Everybody, wants him to win. We want to see that game 5. We'll see, though. Samsung Blue definitely wants to end it right here. They definitely want that.
They do.
But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I have my doubts this time. Oh, Zefa gets a big pot. Dade is there. Heart. I don't think Zefa's getting out of it. No, with the root prison, he's not making it. Another kill. Save tried to come down with the teleport. The Deft is waiting for him. And there's 2 kills for Samsung. Well, that's one way to get back on track.
Wow. So Zefa just fat-fingered his ultimate right there, too, firing the culling into a wall.
Yeah.
And that meant that Save didn't have enough damage on the targets to really do much of anything at all. They've lost a lot of the wave clear.
Well,
they can't wave clear with Ggoong's W when the Rise is there, and they may lose 2 towers for this.
Yeah, this is really big. 2 kills and an objective for Samsung. They're tied up in gold, dead even now. Still down on turrets, still a little bit lacking in map control, but they are doing everything they can to come back.
Gorilla has an early Oracle's Lens this game. Well, not so early, but he's got the earliest, I should say, Oracle's Lens. Well, they need to clear out wards for Ggoong to make picks, but yeah. Zefa has to be far more careful when he's farming alone like that, because pretty much all Dade did was press R and run at him, and he didn't have an answer to that situation, and Save made a very unfortunate teleport choice.
Yeah. And Deft going after the spot lane turret. Looks like he'll be able to get it pretty much unopposed. Oh, they're going to catch Acorn, though. Yeah, Ggoong watches Zefa all there. And then Watch comes in from the side with the ultimate. They're trying to do it. There's the culling being blocked by Spirit. Dade right there, root prison onto Ggoong. Will they get him? They will. Meanwhile, a turret goes down in Samsung's favor. That tidal wave just for disengage.
And Acorn and Spirit both barely living out of that. Man. A little bit lucky, and Ggoong goes too deep, gets caught by that rune prison. Dade has been on point in terms of dealing with this LeBlanc.
Well, Samsung takes a slight gold lead out of that. And things getting a little bit interesting now. Wow. They're actually going to tie up the turrets. Samsung, well, they'll tie them up maybe eventually, but Samsung has just found a way to come back all night long.
So Watch still going to continue to clear out his jungle, but I think that baiting the Baron right there isn't going to be optimal. You want to just keep pressing down turrets and sieging if you're NaJin White Shield.
Whoa. Replay fever. Yeah. Oh, meanwhile, back to the real game. Acorn is down. Never mind, that's replay 2.
Yeah, and this is
good block by Spirit.
Couldn't quite get the kill off, and here comes Dade, managing to burst him down. And Spirit manages to get out as well. Just those little things can mean a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
Slight miscalculation, and 2 members of Samsung Blue that should have been dead managed to make it, and it's turned around onto Ggoong instead.
About 30 seconds until the next dragon. And Samsung Blue looking to make more picks. They've got the ward there, watching for Watch Ggoong. trying to be as slippery as he can, but he's died 3 times this game. They're just going to turn around and go for a little bit of an invade here. We'll see if red buff pops up. We'll see if they've got the timer on, and they can also take this bottom turret too.
Yeah, they've got 5 men moving down through the jungle, and NaJin White Shield can't move through safely, so we will see those turret scores tied up in this game.
Wow, what a comeback from Samsung in this game 4. And NaJin Shield, they've got to be getting worried now. This is their finals. This is their tournament on the line right now.
Well, all of a sudden, too, Dade has 5 kills, which when he had to take a more conservative build path, he's got his Seraph's Embrace fully stacked up, his Rod fully stacked up, and he's tanky as well.
Yeah, Dade is really becoming a terror, and this is what Samsung needed to do. They need to make a couple picks here and there, and they needed to wait. They needed to let Dade and Deft get to that scary point, and we're at it. We're here. Spirit coming from the outside. There's the ult from Watch, but Thresh is right there. They're going to try to turn around. Tidal Wave gets stopped by most anybody. The culling doing a little bit of damage to Dade. Low health members quite a bit from that ultimate on Rise. They're going to get 1 kill into Nami. That's 2, a double for Spirit. And they're not done yet. Will they continue to get more? They're going to get Zefa, and that's going to be a Baron. That's going to be whatever Samsung wants it to be. Save getting chased down. Oh man, NaJin, their tournament's slipping away.
NaJin Shield is misplaying these team fights. We saw Watch use his ultimate on just Heart.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Dade managed to slip around the tidal wave, so we actually got damage down in that fight.
You know, and NaJin Shield was all grouped up too, so the bouncing spells from Rise did quite a bit.
Wow, that team fight was just horribly positioned from NaJin White Shield. And Save now on the run, but you're not going to outrun an Aurelia.
I don't know. It's hard to chase down a Lulu, though. Oh, that was cute, but I think it's the end of the line for Lulu. Whoa, Death Sentence misses, but there's Wild Growth. All right, there we go. All right, the flame. Acorn finally gets a kill. It doesn't taste like purple. It tastes like death.
That's far worse than purple,
it's really dark,
I think.
isn't it? Yeah. And wouldn't it be poetic, actually, for Samsung Blue to win Champion Spring from purple side?
It would be.
That would
finally
be,
overcoming their demons.
And that would be the true conquering of what's plagued them in their careers.
Well, this 7K gold lead is more than likely insurmountable now.
Hard for Shield to go overcome, for sure, with the team comp as well. Spirit, though, getting himself a little bit caught, though. Luckily, Hart is right there with the Lantern. And I think denying that Thresh from Gorilla this game ended up being a very good idea. Hart playing well on it. Gorilla really struggling on Nami this game.
Just hasn't been there with the ults, but really it's just been the way that this game has played out for NaJin Shield. They had that big 80 carry advantage. Save managed to climb his way back into this one, but they had to group and they had to siege.
Yeah.
And that really didn't happen very much. They decided to go for picks instead. But by splitting up, it allowed Samsung Blue to get the right angles and some really questionable engages from Watch and from Gorilla.
Indeed. And now Samsung Blue just kind of owns the jungle of NaJin White Shield. Lanes are starting to push in their favor, and are they just going to go for the Baron here?
Well, this Baron can go down so fast with Kog'Maw on Rise. They're just going to bait it.
Waiting for the pick, though. They started it. Oh, this is dangerous. All right, turning around immediately. Yeah, you can't get caught with Baron. You don't want that magic shred with Ggoong around.
They'll back off.
Yep. Zefa, a little bit of damage on the Spirit. Takes the Lantern out after killing that ward. Needed to do that.
Well,
such a tense moment here, man. This is the entire season coming down to just these next few minutes.
NaJin Shield can turtle.
They can.
And they have to. If they can catch back up in terms of gold, Samsung Blue will remain a very poor engaged team. So,
we're going to ward Baron over here. Try to clean that out. Acorn, scary on Aurelia. They do a little bit of damage to Save.
They do pull a red buff, though, for Zefa, so they don't get that stolen away.
Oh, that's good. It's quite important, actually. Whoa, Ggoong getting chased. They might actually be able to catch him. Oh, the Q miss. If that had hit, Death Sentence doesn't because of the flash.
Yeah, he had to double W and flash in order to get out of that situation. He's still trying to put some damage down onto Hart.
Yeah, not a lot, though.
Everybody grouping up around the Baron once again. Lulu's going to show in the bottom lane, but her teleport just came back up.
Yeah.
And they've got a little bit of pressure in the mid lane, but Dade will clear it out quite quickly.
Well, all the positioning around Baron now. Dade coming down from the top, and they're a little bit grouped up. Could this be it? Dade trying to run in. They don't want to come at him from just one side. Again, that tidal wave, too threatening. This is such a dangerous moment. They're all grouped up. A tidal wave could be a little bit tricky here.
Now Ggoong just trying to look at what options he has. Unfortunately, there aren't many.
Yeah, it's really hard to burst down really anyone.
Well, NaJin Shield's playing this right, though. They're not getting suckered into this Baron pit. They have a ward. They're seeing people go in and out. Gorilla could hit like a 5-man.
Oh, save! Save gets caught. There's one growth. The tidal wave doesn't really hit anybody. Culling comes over the top. Doesn't matter a whole lot. NaJin still grouped up. They get the chains. They don't connect. There's the flash. There's Rupert on to save. They get their first kill. Now going into watch. There's the flame. They keep him in. They get the kill. This is it. The team fight going very well for Blue right now. Ggoong a bit caught. There's a nice Aqua Prison on the Acorn there. Saving Ggoong for now. There's a flash death sentence, gets flashed away from by Nami. They're gonna finally track down Ggoong, and 50-second death timers. This is bad. Zefa taking some damage. The fans stunned as Samsung Blue looks in prime position to extend this lead. They're gonna catch Gorilla finally. There it is. And will they really be able to get much out of this here? They spent a lot of time chasing people down.
Yeah, but it's that gold lead and the fact that they reduced all the pressure. 10K now. He's going to go ahead and take the dragon as well. Deft can't quite get there in time for the lantern, so they'll have to walk the long way around. Dragon
getting lower. I'm looking, there's actually fans getting up and starting to leave now.
Well, it's going to be really hard. And again, they don't want to skirmish like this. Look at this arc. They can't be in this position. They were scared because they didn't have good vision, but they could have kept pushing up the mid wave and baited this out a little longer.
Yep. Just a really nice flash Rune Prison from Dade, helped to close out, and then a great play as well, helping keep watch around. Yeah,
when you don't use the Evelyn ult and the Nami tidal wave properly, there's nothing you can do to stop the gap closer from Aurelia and from Rise. So you have to really make sure that you hit that and you kite well using the culling.
Death sentence, they're like, well, we're at the beginning of the game. There's Watch trying to ult, gets kicked away immediately. Save coming around from the outside though. Spirit getting a bit caught. There's a kill for Ggoong. They're going to come in with the culling. Acorn in a bit of trouble, and they're turning it around. The fans may have to turn around too, as NaJin gets a couple kills. It's a long way from regaining that lead, but it's something.
They saw Dade in the bottom lane, so they took advantage of that. They don't know the dragon's gone. They're going to get absolutely nothing now. It's a large wave in the top lane, so they bought themselves some time, but not really any more of an advantage. But there wasn't a whole lot they can push. Top lane is moving against them. But they will free up some map pressure here just by shoving the waves back in Samsung Blue's direction.
Well, this is definitely going to stall things out a bit, that's for sure.
Ggoong, he's going to be going probably for, well, we'll see what he ends up turning that Phoenix Codex into. Probably just going to go for the additional burst.
They really want that blue buff. They will be able to get that, looks like.
Yeah, Deft taking it away. Deft is just so strong right now with the Infinity Edge.
Yeah.
And because there isn't a lot of armor, well, he's just going to be hitting for massive crits. If he hits you with a crit while you're in range and you're Ggoong, I mean, you just can't go back into the fight.
Yeah. All right, well, the Baron dance continues. Save. These teams still both fairly threatening. Acorn going down the bottom. He has his teleport, so he can split push if he wants to. And of course he does.
Ggoong must be going for the DFG and then trying to just one-shot Kog'Maw, which is ambitious.
Yeah. Well, Still trying to push those lanes up as much as they can. Samsung just needs to kind of maneuver and wait for that opportunity to close things out. They could just go for Baron right now, too.
Of course, the one way to...
Oh, there we go. They're activating the Talisman, trying to chase down Ggoong. Get him to W away. Ggoong does have Flash available if he wants him to.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that they're so desperate for an engage that they're going to try and use a Talisman to catch a LeBlanc, which is not something that has a high probability of success.
They're trying to leave those pink wards around for watch.
The only way they can engage is to just bait Baron repeatedly. And it's been working. NaJin Shield has messed up playing the Baron baits.
Yeah. And eventually, I mean, Samsung can just take Baron too if Shield never decides to go for it. But there's Watch, gets spotted by that pink ward for just a moment.
And this is what NaJin should be doing, is they're pretty safe under this circumstance.
Yeah.
As long as they can just keep delaying this, but they're three-manning it.
Yeah, they're trying to. They're taking a sneaky Baron. Spirit and Heart trying to zone Watch coming in. He knows what's up. They're going to turn immediately. They may have caught him. There's that tidal wave, but it doesn't matter. It's a little bit too late. Oh, Ggoong coming around from the outside, though. A kill for Zefa initially. There's a wild growth. Looks like it's going to be Samsung, though. No, Ggoong comes from the outside and gets Deft. The Cathian surprise. Ggoong a bit caught by that room prison. They're going to finish him, and now they turn onto that Baron. A nice attempt by NaJin, but just too little too late. It's going to be the Baron. Ggoong knows it. Dade looking pretty confident. And that will be a Baron.
Watch
at the beginning of the end for NaJin White Shield.
Watch just left to clear out that wave, and Heart flashed the tidal wave to get a death sentence down in that last fight so that they could continue to follow through.
Yeah, he's been so good tonight.
Really
all evening long.
Impressive play from Heart this evening, and he's got kill contribution on 19 out of these 24 kills, so really coming up big. But Dade, too, after a rough laning phase, he has made the plays that have turned this around. So let's watch this again. And they got to do something. There's the Talisman. But right there, Heart flashes through the wave and continues to go in using the box so that they're able to slow enough members to close that gap after the tidal wave. And Heart right there basically single-handedly ensured that NaJin White Shield was not going to be able to kite that.
It's a bit worrisome when Ggoong came around from the outside and took out Deft, but they were able to win the fight anyway. Ggoong coming in on the Spirit. Heart doesn't throw the lantern quite far enough, but Spirit will come back to it, no problem. Dragging up at about 10. It's a bold move by Spirit and Heart.
Dade has decided to go Gunblade.
Oh, why not, man? Get those heals, right?
I mean,
he's so strong now.
It's not the worst item he can pick.
No.
It does give him some extra survivability and burst, but it isn't exactly,
you know.
I mean,
yeah.
Wow. Oh, so Spirit, yeah, takes the dragon, and
sure. Why not?
They'll continue to push forward with this Baron buff. Heart got chunked right there by Ggoong.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the big reason for the Gunblade from Dade, too, is just everything they can do to keep Ggoong from bursting people down, you know, because that's really the only thing that NaJin Shield has, you know, is they have Ggoong coming in from awkward angles and trying to even things out, but
yeah,
not enough. There's a kick, they try to get away. Dade with the Rune Prison comes in, gets some nice bounces with the ultimate. Watch a bit low, there's a tidal wave, but again, NaJin already on the run. This could be it. Yeah, there goes the turret. The inhibitor gonna go down as well. Nobody on NaJin dies though. They're still alive. They can still make a last stand, but it looks like Samsung is going to just back off for a moment, let that Baron buff do its work.
Well, they just have to play it out methodically.
Yep, totally.
Oh, Ggoong W'd into a wall right there.
We'll pretend we didn't see that. I saw Kha'Zix, you know, miss his E earlier. It's a lot of pressure in the grand final.
Of course, you're not ever going to hit every skill shot.
No.
Wow, Dade is just fed beyond belief. The 6-item rise, and he's got the Alacrity enchantment too, just for the follow-through. Yeah, the Gunblade is a 6-item. Probably not better than Will of the Ancients in this situation.
It's stylish, though, you know?
It's stylish.
Yeah.
it's a lot cooler to have a gunblade than it is to have a book, isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah. Anyone who's played Final Fantasy VIII knows that.
Besides, Rise with that big scroll on his back probably already has enough reading material. He's not going to get bored.
You're right. I think he already does a lot of reading.
So he needs the gunblade now.
That's right. Because when you're done reading, it's time to buy a gun, I guess, right? I don't know. America.
Watch still looking for whatever angle he can.
There's the ultimate onto Hart. Watch trying to come in there, but Spirit right there as well. Deft doing a lot of to the outside. There's the teleport coming in from Acorn, and he's going to get a great ultimate through the middle of NaJin White Shield. Meanwhile, Sage gets into the back line. Zefa running away. Dade claims the first victim in Gorilla. That's another kill now for Acorn. Acorn chasing people down, and the Samsung fans going wild, man, because every single death on the NaJin White Shield side means that their team is one closer to closing out Champion Spring.
And of course, now the turret going down again, and that engage right there, guys, that was just NaJin knowing that if they didn't do something, they were definitely going to lose this game. So they had mode. It was a desperation pick, but Samsung Blue was right on top of it, used the teleport to come in, and they're going to close
Here we go. Flash Root Prison on this effort. They're going to bring him in with the death sentence, and that type of team coordination kind of puts the nail in the final nail in the coffin to NaJin White Shield, and it is that type of play that brought Samsung Blue through their long journey to being the champions in Champion Spring. GG!
And of course, Dade again, the king of spring.
Yep.
I imagine he's going to pick up that MVP.
I would think he's going to, man. They're gonna give it to him. And Samsung Blue, the predictions came true for me, but not for you. A 3-1 victory. And of course, the elation at coming so far. What a story for both of these teams. But in the end, only one can be the victor, and it is Samsung Blue.
Well, they played those games beautifully, and they showed their adaptability in terms of picks and bans, and NaJin didn't seem to have a lot of answers when some of these champions were banned out. And you really have to hand it to Dade to go up against Ggoong's LeBlanc and say, I'm going to pick Rise. And he played it so well with the rune prisons, prevented the picks.
It reminds me of Home just saying he's going to take Flame head on and doing that last year. These Samsung teams, man, you don't want to mess with them in spring. And again, just the preparation. They came ready.
Yeah, they clearly did. They have been ahead of the curve in terms of the metagame here in Korea, and they had these scenarios planned out.
Yeah. Wow, what a tournament. Champion Spring this year has been an amazing event, and we don't have a lot of time left before we pass it over to the final celebrations. So thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. We'll be back before you know it with Champion Summer, but what a season. It's been a pleasure casting with you.
Yep,
as usual.
We have 1 week before Champion Summer qualifiers, so we're getting right back into the mix.
We will, man. No rest for the hype. We'll put it that way, all right? And the flags and the players come out of the booth. And it's time to lift the trophy. They've earned it. Samsung Blue, the victors in Champion Spring.
And of course, stick around too. We will have winners interviews.
Yep, that's right. MK is going to be translating, but this is going to do it for Monty and I. Guys, enjoy the post-game celebration. It's been Champion Spring. We love you. We'll see you in just over a week for the qualifiers for Champion Summer. Have a good night.
개막전에 삼성블루의 이런 좋은 모습을 기대했습니까? 자, 하지만 삼성블루 한 경기 한 경기 최선을 다하는 경기를 펼치면서 이렇게 멋진 현장까지 와서 팬들의 사랑과 함께 우승 트로피를 차지했습니다. 아, 정말 멋진 삼성이고요.